And so we, thanks to billiards.com, thanks again, Chris. We got the new McDermott. Are we dancing?
Would you like to dance?
No. We have the new McDermott. It's pretty exciting, the technology. I mean, the last episode we were doing Predator, we were talking about technology and how Predator kind of led the way. Well, no, McDermott, which they're based out of Wisconsin, said, will let us get in the race, which is a good thing. They're built here in the USA, lifetime warranties.
They're pretty cool. I got an old McDermott.
Did you?
I do.
Yeah. But I bet your McDermott doesn't do this. So this.
I bet yours doesn't do what
no.
Mine does.
Well, so this, and you can check them out online, McDermott. So here's the tool to release. It has the adjustable weight balance system.
All in one. It's called the what? The H series?
The H series. And they have tons of them. I mean, in this lineup, they have them ranging price points from $1,800 down. So, so what you do is you stick this into the butt end, twist it off, and it's kind of snugged in there.
So unique McDermott technology known as VP or VPB variable balance point system.
Yep.
Variable balance point.
That is out, and what you do is you pull this rod out from the butt end.
And try not to bend it.
And so now you can adjust the balance system. So now you can adjust the weight system. Yep.
So this is how you would adjust it. Is you'd use your tool, use your wife's reader glasses so you can see.
Can you see that?
No.
Well, I saw you.
Sometimes you gotta feel around to.
Okay,
anyway,
we won't.
You would loosen this up, and then you can slide the weight from front to back. Apparently.
Yeah. So and you can add another one of these to make it heavier.
Or take it out completely.
Exactly, which I might do that. But so I think the major difference is once you loosen those, I don't think you'd ever want to lose this tool here. Is now you can kind of slide it, move it. I think the thought is if you put, some people put a lot of spin on the ball. I don't know if you're more keep the.
I try not to.
I know that you kind of juice it up, put some spin around it to move the rock around the table. The theory
that's because I can't hit the middle of a cue ball.
Well, because you can't see the
middle of it.
So the thought is if you move it back here, it's more for people more in the center of the ball. When you move the weight system, depends on how much spin you like to put on the rock. If you're more of a center ball player, it balances the weight system.
Now, what would be the benefit of moving the weight forward?
So that means so now it's more front end heavy. So you're putting the weight up there. So when you're spinning it, it induces more spin. So it's more effort because the lighter cue, the easier it is, they say, to spin the rock. A heavier cue, like a lot of your pros, like Jason Shaw, his cue weighs 23 ounces. Shane Van Boning, it weighs over 22 ounces because he's got all that tape and extension stuff on there. Jason Shaw plays with an extension. A lot of the pros are going to heavier cues because, well, they play on 9-foot tables a lot too. So your straight in longer shots is easier. You just allow the cue to do all the work and get momentum. So, but that's the great thing about this McDermott is that you can adjust the weight system, you can add weight system, you can take off weight system, and we're gonna do some test hits with it. So here is their shaft that they come with. They retail for about $3.95. This is their iPro series. They call it their Pro Taper version.
Now compared to like the Predator that we were just using, these have a carbon fiber core, so you're getting kind of the best of both worlds. You're getting the maple shaft with a carbon fiber core for those who can't totally jump off one boat onto the other. You get the best of both worlds. And we'll test out how it hits.
I know that there was other pool manufacturers that kind of did the same thing, and I really liked it. But I think the big thing that you said is some people, they can't just look down and
you see the black shaft.
Yeah.
They want to play with it.
Yeah.
But they can't get over it. So
yeah.
This is the best of both worlds.
Well, and it's a 3-layer carbon fiber core. Like all the manufacturers, Jacoby, Mez, Mucci, Peach Hour, I mean, they're all coming out with carbon shafts.
That's right. It gives you a pretty consistent shaft.
Well, and I think the big difference is, so like there's some manufacturers of carbon shafts that they only use 1 layer of carbon, which is obviously going to be cheaper, and then there's some that do a 2-layer. McDermott did a 3-layer, so, and they don't just, you know, it's not just a hollow tube. What they do is they actually weave the carbon fiber into each other, and now they're saying, okay, instead of just doing 1 of those, we're going to do 3 of those. So it's going to be more of a solid filling kit. I think that's what the philosophy. You're over there just got that stuff figured out. That's awesome, man.
I wanted to check it out.
So that 3-layer carbon fiber, I think, is big because McDermott said, hey, we want to make sure that it's a good solid film, because that 1 layer, like Revo's, is 1 layer. It has more of a ping sound to it, and that frustrates people. Some people, me, I'm used to it. There is no ping noise on this.
And these are an 8-layered maple.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and they're being
a splice.
Yeah, they're all. You can kind of see that it's spliced, and
it's really interesting. I can feel that. I wonder now behind the concept of that, you can feel the indentation of this graphic. Is that on all of this line? It was just this as a demo.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, man, that's interesting. You can feel that with your fingers in your palm. Like, I wonder if that.
Well, and so this whole system with the shafts, and they come in 12.0 and 12.5 Pro tapers.
Yep.
They're laminated shafts, so you can wash them. They're easier to keep clean. So Ray actually put some of this stuff down about energy transfer. I think that's kind of standard out there as far as the carbon idea is that energy transfer is equals less effort on the carbon. I think all the carbons kind of work in the same principle: less effort, more spin, less deflection.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about the tip, shall we? It's a Navigator Alpha Tip.
Oh wow! Definitely.
I've never heard of that tip before.
I've heard of it, never hit one.
Japanese pigskin is what it's made out of.
Really?
Yeah. Correct. You didn't know that?
Japanese people have pigs over there running around and.
Well, with big old squares cut out of their tiny end.
Black fur.
Anyway,
too common.
I've never heard of this tip before. I'm sure you could put any tip that you're accustomed to playing with on if you didn't like it, but I'm kind of curious to see how this tip hits.
So being a compressed tip, I would imagine kind of like the old milk duds and stuff. They used to soak them in water and press them to get a more of a firmer feel to them, or like a buffalo hide. I think it's going to. I mean, we're going to find out. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's see what it feels like. So, all right, one more time. What is it? What kind of a tip is this? You're saying it's a
Navigator Alpha.
Navigator Alpha. Huh?
Japanese pigskin.
Oh. And again, did billiards.com provide this for the demo? Very cool.
Correct.
Thank you, billiards.com.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, already the weight, like the distribution of the balance point is significantly different. So is the shaft. Wow. Oh, definitely solid. Yeah, no, that's interesting. I mean, the balance point is definitely, I'd be curious, because right now, and do you know, based on taking that piece out, like how far, can you move it literally anywhere?
Like
clear to the end.
The entire length. Wow,
Yeah,
that's pretty
wild.
Yep. So if you are kind of a
they say to stay a ½ inch away from the butt cap.
½ inch from the butt cap, okay. Well, I would say, you know, if you're one of those folks that really likes to mess around with your equipment and how things feel, I don't know if you could do better than this right now in terms of having that much flexibility and adjustment. Like, how else could you get that other than buying different cue? I mean, that's pretty cool.
Well, I think that's it. You don't have to buy another cue.
Right, exactly. No, I mean they've beat everybody else to it. One. No, it feels really solid. Can't make out how much of what I'm feeling in terms of reaction is the tip versus this whole balance system.
Yeah.
Or the shaft. I'm not too familiar with these performance shafts by McDermott either. Just don't know. Most innovative product of the year, for sure.
Well, I think McDermott's ability to come out with new stuff, and this product that we're testing out right now, they actually won the last year BCA Innovative Product of the Year because nobody else out there had it. Nobody else has done it yet. You know, everybody came out with carbons, and you know, Predator came out with the adding weight cartridge, but nobody's like, hey, what if we put the whole rod through there and allow them to adjust weight and the balance? You know, instead of having to adjust your bridge length, like the Rebos, where, oh, okay, well, normally I bridge here. Right. Well, now I gotta start bridging here. Well, now you don't have to adjust your bridge because you can adjust it in the butt end.
No, it feels really solid. I like the way that feels a lot. Like I said, there's so many different things here between the shaft, the tip, and then this balancing system. Right. I can't tell which it is that I'm feeling. Like
there's a lot going on.
It's a good feeling though. I gotta say, it definitely feels nice in the hand. What is the price point? Retail?
So this being a demo, I was kind of looking online. I mean, they go all the way up from like 1900 all the way down to like in the H series down to like 8s.
Okay.
There was one for about 1300, and I was like, good lord, man, that thing is like hard maple with like blue inlays. I was like, man, they have some beautiful looking cues in this series.
Well, I'm a technology geek, and I think that's actually really exciting to me because, like I said, if you're the type of person that likes to constantly manipulate and play around with your toys, quote unquote, that's just something else for guys that are into that kind of stuff. You know, I can totally see that catching on with certain folks. I mean, I know guys like for golf again that they have to buy new clubs every year. There's something new out there. What's that? Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Yeah.
your student.
Right, and you're working with the student and you're trying to find the right cue for them. Something like that would be unbelievable.
Well, and they made some in that series, like you were saying, that are like, hey, I don't want to spend $1,500 for a full cue. Like, hey, you can get all this in one for in the $800 range.
Yeah, no, there's a.
I like it.
I do too. Yeah.
That tip has a pretty soft hit to it too.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Try it out, Mark.
Definitely. Have you ever hit?
Tell us what you think.
Oh, thank you.
Oh
Yeah.
Radio consistency. McDermott iPro Slim radial consistency. Due to the 3-layer carbon fiber core, this is our most consistent and predictable shaft ever. I'm assuming this is coming from McDermott.
Yes.
The system of construction design into the shaft provides it with the ability to reproduce the same results regardless of its orientation, being more predictable from shot to shot. Octactic laminated shaft. The iPro and iPro Slim feature 8 spliced pieces of premium maple that are bonded together to form a radial consistent shaft. The method of the construction drastically reduces the performance inconsistencies caused by natural wood grain and maximizes energy transfer from the shaft into the cue ball at impact. This allows you to generate higher spin rate while hitting closer to the center of the ball. Patent tip to shaft technology. The patent tip to shaft technology results in better transfer of energy upon impact with the cue ball. This allows for more of what you're intending to apply, i.e. side, draw, follow, etc., to be transferred on the cue ball, thus giving you more result with less effort. Navigator Alpha layered tips. So yeah, this is definitely a tip I've never felt before. Navigator Alpha tips feature multiple layers of Japanese pigskin leather that you guys have been talking about the pigskin a lot.
Pigskin, Japanese.
Japanese and pigskin leather that are bonded, then compressed for 3 minutes. The process results in a tip that mushrooms less and provides a firm and crisp hit. Paul Marquez, you might want to look into this tip. The base layers, inside joke. The base layers have a different density, allowing them to act like a bumper. It reduces pressure on the tip and helps protect the ferrule. That's good stuff. It's definitely a unique feel. I've not ever hit anything like that.
Probably a little different too than the American pig. The American pigs.
Well, because the American pigs probably like
Yeah,
are lazier.
I can't speak
so
to
they-
anything about the pigs,
yeah.
guys. That's you guys that let you.
Interesting though that they would go all the way to Japan to get some leather.
So let's see the. So I tried it on the 12/9. Let's see how much juice you can get on this thing. Definitely does.
You know, there's so
play
much
different.
going on with that.
Yeah.
I would definitely want to hit it for a while to feel.
Like
Yeah, there's just so much between the balance point, the tip, the shaft. Like it definitely is a unique hit.
yeah, it definitely plays.
From a
The
technology
line is
standpoint.
different.
It's cool.
I do like
That's
it.
definitely probably a stick that you would need to just spend some time all by yourself for a few hours. Cause I mean, it's not like it takes 10 seconds to change the
I
weight.
taught you that shot. I'm fairly confident.
Well, thank you.
I know that shot deeply. That's one of my favorites.
This thing does. I was banking some balls, and this thing does bank really well, though. Like it releases off of the rail really well.
No, you just do that shot in your sleep. That's what that is.
Why?
Do you feel more confident with that stick?
Yeah, I think this is the 12.5. So once again, they come into 12.0, 12.5, and I think this is the 12.5. It does feel like I could. I mean, it has a really good feel for a carbon shaft. It feels like you're just playing with the maple shaft, and I mean, so aiming for the middle of the diamond, and if I put one, like getting outside or way inside, about medium, it really did deflect off of that middle line. Here, let me cut a piece of chalks there, so people.
Just aim in on it.
I mean, and just medium speed. And I mean a lot of inside. I mean, it's hitting right in the middle of it, and it's not deflecting off of that line. So if you have to juice up a ball and put it way inside, it's not going to deflect off the line. I think that's kind of the benefit of low deflection. Here, you try to put it way inside or way outside and just aim for the chalk. Yeah, I mean, it's not deflecting off of line.
You don't have to hit it as hard to get, you know.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah,
way.
that's that low deflection and that tip too. I have a feeling I'd be curious about that tip.
I kind of like the feel of the tip.
I do, yeah.
I like the soft bit. I don't like a hard tip that you know.
Yeah,
it sounds like your cue isn't screwed together all the way when you hit.
Having said that, have you played with that Synergy or the Q-Tech?
I have tried it.
Yeah, I tried it too down at the coast. I can't remember, somebody put one in my hand, and I prefer the Revo. I really do. I don't
We
know.
did a tech review, our first tech review on the Synergy with the Revo with Michael Deichman, Steve Wingelbach. And it was kind of a mixed bag, you know, that Synergy 15,000 is pretty popular.
Oh no, it hits good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's really more about the fact that I'm just used to one over the other. I mean, I've been playing with that other one for over a year. Well, yeah, about a year now, and I'm just really used to it.
You're right. That does bang great.
It does.
Let's go with the slim.
Let's try the slim shaft,
Okay.
which would be the 12 up.
12, yep, 12. 12 millimeters, slim.
Now this McDermott comes with not a lock, but a screw.
Radial and 3/810.
Yeah. Does this adjustable weight one only come with?
3/810.
Pretty much McDermott's.
Yeah, I think all McDermott's are 3/810. They've always
Oh,
been.
I had I had their Bridgeport, one of their flagship cues a few years ago, and it was a quick release, a version of a quick release.
So this shot's been coming up for me late. So if I just put a bottom on here and cut it over, it should hit this rail, and the cue ball should come draw back over this way, and I can do it
Hell of a shot.
pretty effortlessly with the Revos. I think Ray Cunningham was chiming in, saying he wants to bet me money on this shot.
So before you shoot this, what is our goal here? Where's the cue ball gonna land?
So
Over here?
I want to hit this rail, and I want to bring the cue ball like somewhere in this neck of the woods over here.
We have $1 riding on this.
$1.
Sure. I want some action like that.
Yeah, so I was still a little bit off, but I was trying to get it here and not right there. But on the Revo, I can really, I mean, I can
You
do.
got that close the first time with that shaft. Now, have you never shot
Had
Yeah.
never shot it before.
Yeah,
that shaft or that butt?
yeah. I mean, this whole setup right here, and that I kind of, I mean, obviously I kind of juiced it up to hit it off that rail and bring it. There's no twang to it. There was no like, yeah, like
I'll give you a chance to win your $1 back.
Well, what are you talking about? I won the $1. I got it back over here.
You didn't beat that side pocket.
Oh, good lord. So I was 1 inch off, so.
1 inch off scratching.
A foot off where you wanted to be, but an inch off from scratch.
There you go.
Hey, you got your $1 back, Mark.
Yeah. So, and for, you know, that's not an easy shot. I'm sure that's why these two suckers were betting me. So, to get to do that, you have to really smooth stroke. I saw Corey Deuel do it, and like.
He's got a couple highlight reels.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to really stroke through it to get it to spin off of that rail. This thing was effortless to do it.
Yeah.
Just try it. Try the 12. I mean, I'm
impressed you did it first time, having never hit that cue.
Yeah, I mean, really, I just.
How far past were you?
That's too easy. Bring it out to the center of the table. There you go.
Well, I mean, you want some angle, obviously, so you can hit that and come back around.
But you're not going to do it at that angle.
He just did.
No, it wasn't quite like
No.
that.
I don't
It was
think so.
more like that kind of thing.
That's too easy. I'm looking at this. There you go, Tom Tom.
Yeah. Like, that is a pretty good balanced system the way we got it right now, you know?
Oh, now he should really drill this one.
Whoops. Got the spin I wanted, but off on the shot. Yeah, I like that. I like, well, Japanese pigskin it is from here on out.
No, I'm not. See,
I
I'm
like
not
the softness
partial.
of that hit.
One
I
of
do
the
too.
things that
I do like that
I never
too.
liked
I do
about
like
the Z
that.
shaft is I'm so accustomed to 12.75. I'm not used to something.
Yeah,
so,
that's what kind of threw me off a little bit, is just the diameter of that is a little bit less than I'm used to handling.
You know, being a golfer, I can tell you they have drivers now where you can adjust the weight, forward, balance.
Oh yeah, they've had that for a while in
the
golf.
moment of inertia on the driver and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like McDermott. I don't know, maybe they have some golfers working there like, man, let's just throw this stuff in there and see
You'd be
what
surprised
happens.
how much of the same technology probably gets
I'm sure.
used in these products.
Trickle down.
It's not drunk.
No, you got it. You're hitting it too hard.
Yeah, on that to get that thing to juice up backwards, like you just gotta stroke it all the way through.
It's like Mike was talking about earlier, pushing it instead of popping it. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
But that cue, I can see a
It feels
teacher recommending that,
No,
that whole
well,
setup, like
it's-
you were saying.
Yeah, no, that's a great way, especially if you're really trying to get into pool and figure out where you want to go and what you're trying to do. This is a great introductory. I mean, that's really neat in terms of being able to. That's so adjustable. I mean, you can put it literally
Super
any way you
introductory.
want.
Think about a road player.
Oh yeah,
8 foot, 9 foot, 7 foot. You
Yeah,
can
that's
adjust
really
your
interesting.
impact range on that.
they're definitely onto something. I mean, that's
Oh,
a pretty
no
cool,
question.
pretty cool deal.
Well, the thing about pros too, maybe they're trying to cross over because I don't think a lot of pros hit with McDermott's, but you know, these guys like at Derby City, they're going to play 14-1, then they're going to go play
Yeah.
one pocket,
Oh,
then
yeah.
they're playing bank pool, then they're playing Karen pool. Now they were going to go play 9-ball and 10-ball, whatever. Well, you know, some of them, I know like Ray, he's got like 5 different shafts for different things to do. Well, now you can just say, oh, okay, well, I'm going
All
to use the
in one.
same shaft, but okay, I'm going to go play bank pool. Or it's more humid in here, so I need to kind of adjust. I'm not going to spin it as much today, so I'm going to use more center.
That cute.
Very neat.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me check it out, man.
Well,
It's
thank-
really cool.
Thanks to billiards.com.
Billiards.com. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
Chris,
billiards.com.
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Good stuff.
If anybody needs any pool stuff, check out Chris, billiards.com out on Whitaker Road.
Yep.
Overall, what do you guys think?
I'm impressed.
It's a lot of very nice equipment.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Nicer than the equipment I play with by far.
Yeah. Well, I really like it. I think sometimes in pool, the concept, the more money you spend, the better your game's gonna get, and I don't think that's really the case.
Yeah.
I think you
No.
could
That's about
make
table time. Not
Yeah.
how much you spend.
exactly. And this, I think what you're talking about, you know, a lot of teachers I could see recommending something like this.
It's really neat. I mean, I would love to have some more time with it. It's definitely conceptually, I think it's outstanding. I mean, what a great idea. I wonder how long they've been developing it because it's neat. It's a really neat concept.
Well, and it fits. You know, when I first heard about this, I was like, well, what am about that rod? You know, is it gonna be loosened back there as you're shooting?
Right. Yeah. No, I didn't feel anything at all.
No,
Man.
I didn't either.
Very solid.
Pretty
hit.
solid, yeah.
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 Well,
Again.
okay. Well, I guess we all agree that it's a great concept, great idea. If it wasn't, we would say it's not a great idea.
No.
It doesn't feel good. We're pretty honest because we're pool shooters ourselves too. It's something that I would pick up and actually spend some time with. And
Yeah. No, for sure. If I wasn't completely satisfied with my setup currently, I would be looking at this type of thing. I mean, it's very interesting.
About the only downfall to this that I see is just the time it takes to
Adjust it maybe.
take it apart every.
How long did it take you to get used to a predator?
Oh wow, a little while. Yeah, that's
It's the
true.
first time I shot with it. I knew.
Yeah.
well, we're not all in
My predator and me were.
We're not all.
We're not all in Tony's downlock skill set.
Yeah.
Some of us we have to, go the lesser route.
No, but what I'm saying is, from the time you take it apart, find out where you want it adjusted, tighten it down, put it back together, shoot a few shots. Okay, I kind of know how that feels. Take it apart again,
Mm-hmm.
move it an inch, put it back together. It's just kind of a time-consuming
Sure.
piece of equipment. Now, what Mark was saying about like a pro player, if he's playing different events and he knows he's going to want a different weighted stick for that event, this is great. It's an all-in-one.
Sure.
It's an all-in-one thing. That's wonderful if you know ahead of time where, okay, I'm playing one pocket. This is where I want my weight. Take it apart before the event. Boom, move your weight. You play the event. Now I'm going to play 9-ball. I like my weight here. You already know that ahead of time. A great piece of equipment for that. But to sit there and try to find your sweet spot, I don't think it's something that you would take apart at league
No,
and
experimenting at home.
and try to experiment with it. It's just a little bit time consuming
Well,
for
also,
that.
too, I'd go out on a limb and say, as this is like their first generation of this, that's going to improve. I guarantee you that will be an easier.
They'll have a
process.
dial down here that
Absolutely, And the
moves
next
that
year-
weight just by spinning the butt.
Sure,
Don't
sure.
give any ideas.
What's that?
Well,
I already have that
McDermott.
Or I will
Tony Dunlop.
I will Monday afternoon.
So I think overall it's a great idea.
I do too. Yeah, it's cool.
And if anybody's watched our podcast, which I know we have thousands of views out there, we're going to do more tech reviews. We're going to have Stephanie Hefner and Kara North on here, the next one, talking about the NWPA. Please hit like. What we're going to do is if you are watching our these podcasts, these tech reviews, we'll do live one time on the Facebook page, and then we're going to link that up to the YouTube. So you will need to go to our YouTube channel, which is Savage Streaming and Productions LLC. Hit subscribe. We're trying to obviously get more and more subscribers. We've only been doing it for a month, so we're still kind of
Pretty
new,
fresh.
new in the game. We're still trying to figure out how and what and why not
It's
to
all
do
about
things.
those likes and shares.
Yeah.
And if I may, please check out Billiards, Bigger and Billiards on Facebook. We'll be coming up with some announcements and working with Savage Billiards, so please like and share there as well as Savage Billiards, so we can keep doing more fun stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, and we want to thank everybody that has watched. And if you guys have any questions about any of the reviews, any of the equipment, if you want to talk to Matthew McInnes about future events coming up, he's willing to talk to anybody.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions about the equipment that we have, you can email, you can message us on Facebook, chime in. You can go to our Facebook page and message us. We're pretty quick to respond. And we just want to thank everybody that helps us and supports us. Thank you.
My
Matt,
pleasure. Thanks for
Douglas.
having me. Appreciate it. It's fun.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming down, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Billiards.com. Thank you guys.